weight, Gopichandan. He said, I want that Gopichandan. Really, just a clay. Give it to him. But then it was broke up there, they broke it open. And from there came Krishna. This Krishna, when Rukmini heard Krishna's childhood pastimes, Rukmini Devi wanted to worship this Krishna. And then what happened? Krishna gave her a deity. This is a deity actually. What would be Krishna? And she worshipped. I don't know how many of you remember, we discussed this last time. Anyway, so that is the deity he acquired it actually. So they were, the deity was, eventually by the power of time, the deity was, somehow got into this Gopi Chandan, whatever reason. Madhvacharya saw that light and he said, I want that. Then nobody could carry this deity. Madhvacharya carried it. And he wrote beautiful songs. Vande Vande Sadanandam Vasudevam Nirantaram. And he brought it and installed Gaudiya Krishna and he started Ashtamata. 8 months, his disciples. He told them so every 2 years you should worship. It's called Paryaya. So for every month they get once opportunity to worship Krishna once in 16 years. So you're all listening, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Madhvacharya is known for Madhvacharya like this always. Two means Dvaita. God is Jiva, God is God. Deva can never become God. And Madhvacharya would defeat people left and right. So these Madhva Matas, these Acharyas, they sit down, and there is a challenge. Challenge of if you defeat them, they'll give you 1 lakh. Not today's 1 lakh. 100 years ago, 1 lakh. That's big. Excuse me. Anybody, they will, if you defeat them, they'll give that. Otherwise, you have to accept the defeat. They said, when actually Pejar Matadi, she said, he came to our temple and said, nobody could defeat till this day. But what Bhaktivedanta Swami has done, has done is matchless. He just went all over the world and he just established Krishna consciousness. And today, they initiate only Brahmins. That's why it's going down. It's gone like, preaching. That preaching was, the preaching is not there, So, the preaching may be there, but they're not initiating, they're not going outside. They're not going, Hare Krishna. 1 minute. So, I went to Udupi actually. One time, they would get like thousands of people, but now 300, 400, every day they have a class. So many Muslims, but they appreciate, our preaching and bringing everyone into the movement by the power of, that's why preaching is important. How many of you are listening? If you listen only for yourself, no, it's dangerous actually. First, make your children devotees. Make your parents devotees. Make your neighbors devotees. It's very important actually. Otherwise, we will also, because we are very strict, right? If you strictly follow, you'll protect yourself from the onslaught of Kali. But at the same time, you have the moral responsibility to make your children devotees. Otherwise, it will go with you. How many of you agree?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Actually, my grandmother was initiated into this Tilak, same Sampradaya, same Tilak. They have a mutt also. They had a mutt. There is a lady, one renunciate, sannyasini. But they never, naturally all the ladies, the sannyasini was Mataji she was a Mataji, but then what happened? They, in this India, they didn't preach to their children. We never paid attention to it. We never paid attention. What happened? Today that mutt, anybody can steal that. It's very costly place now. People are ready. Already half of the property was stolen. We have one more temple, Ram temple. I told my brother, you just go out and bring all the village. This is a village. Can you believe nobody comes? Nobody comes. When I started chanting my rounds, I told him, literally 28 years ago, you just invite everyone. No. So the preaching is very important. Exceptionally important because we are very strict. As for Hare Krishna, that too, no onion, no garlic, Hare Krishna. No tea, no coffee. If we are not careful, if you don't powerfully preach, then, preach in the sense, with your behavior you can preach. You know, you know. I had Gauriji and Mataji, how many people joined? 400 people join your class?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Master. Prabhuji, now, so many people used to join for Bhagavad Gita. Now for Bhagavatam, only 75 to 80 people joins.
But 75, 80 people. So that 400 people, what happened? So it's difficult to follow for one person.
Yeah, my sister is taking care of them, Prabhuji.
Amazing. So it's very important. Preaching is important. Someone has to follow up. Otherwise, we'll be wiped out, literally. You are a devotee, but your children won't become devotees. You need to impress on your children. This is very good. This is the prerogative. At least this is the moral responsibility every grihastha has for children, for their parents, for their family members. ISKCON is growing. ISKCON is growing. Just because ISKCON is going to Rath Yatra doesn't mean anything. How many people are becoming devotees? It's true with us also. We need to have purity. Unfortunately, I don't have it, but we should try. Otherwise, your children, they'll marry to non-devotees. They marry to non-vegetarians. Then they'll bring it inside and then they'll start eating. You cannot say anything. At least you cannot tell the grandchildren. Actually, what Srila Prabhupada has done is great. What he has done is great. But he had to say, we have the onus is on us, responsibility is on us. One minute. Hold on. So, there should be constant preaching. It's very important, actually. Now, I told my brother, if the day you leave, they'll take this temple also, which is worth literally more than crores. Or maybe 1 crore, whatever. Big place. So India, big namesake only India. People want to, occupy, usurp. So, Madhvacharya, it's there, but what is that? It's dwindling. That Madhva, But I met actually, I was in India, GV. This Prabhu came, this sannyasi was very powerful. He takes care of 150 centers. I want to tell here, I'm honest with you. Because of we are putting our children, they're spending their most important time, their prime time of their life in school, like we all did. And what is school, what is college telling? Make money, you'll be happy. Make money, you'll be happy. And enjoy senses, you'll be happy. And because of the bombardment for how many years? 16, 17, 20 years. Suddenly, if any little bit bhakti remains in the previous life, I mean, you're all so fortunate for having retained that. And grace also flowed. But if we do not give it to our children, then, how many of you agree?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Then what happens? It will become a caste. Like, for example, Sri Sampradaya is a caste in India. Means namesake only. Some of our children, they do 1-2 rounds. But they love to do kirtan. No, I said, okay. With parents have it, why the children don't have it? So that's why bhakti is not a caste. Bhakti is a qualification. Hare Krishna. So they're so much enamored. And somebody goes for sense enjoyment, the brain tissues won't develop. They won't develop mm, to focus on bhakti, spiritual life. Then whatever has developed, that will for sense gratification. It's you have the prime, you have the more. For example, you go to the offices, we cannot come there. But if you can impress on them, but you say offices are filled with tamagun. I agree. Try your best. At least you can save yourself. So anyway, Tattvavadis, let us go back. They thought Lord Chaitanya is a Mayavadi. So they didn't talk to him. When Lord Chaitanya started dancing, they said, wow, this is Vaishnava. And then they gave him a nice reception. So Lord Chaitanya Lord Chaitanya could understand Tattvadis were very proud of their Vaishnavism. Then he started talking to them. Lord Chaitanya said, the Acharya, head of the community, Tattvada community, chief Acharya, he was very learned in scriptures. Lord Chaitanya said, I do not know very well the aim of life and how to achieve it. Tell me the best ideal for humanity and how to attain it. Then Acharya said, I think he quoted Varnashrama Charavata Purushana Parfuman. Varnashrama Dharma he quoted. आचार्य का है वर्णाश्रम धर्म कृष्ण समर्पण यही है ये कृष्ण भक्ति श्रेष्ठ साधना. He said, Brahmana Kshatriya Vaishya Shudra, the activities of your activities, yad karoshi yad asnas yad jihosi dadasi yad tapasya kante tat kurush manarpana. So whichever varna you are in, whichever ashram you are in, you dedicate your identity to Krishna. That is the highest goal. And he said, when you dedicate your activity, Varnashram Dharma, to Krishna, he said, Daivi Varnashram. Then he is eligible for 5 kinds of liberation. Samipya, Sarupya, Sarulokya, Sarshti, Sahaja. And that's how, they're Vaishnavas, naturally, they don't accept Sahaja. But he said, when you follow Varnashram Dharma, Daivi Varnashram, and you become eligible to liberation, then you'll go to Vaikuntha. He said, that is the highest verdict, he said. Lord Chaitanya said, according to Shastra, Shravanam Kirtanam, to attain bhakti to Krishna, to attain prema to Krishna is the highest. So what is that? Prahlad Maharaj says that, right? Idi Sravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Mandanam Sakyam Dasyamatma Nivedanam. Idi Pumsarpita Vishnu Bhaktischa Navalakshana. Kriyete Bhagavad Yadda. Tanmaye Muttamam. You know, the 9 times of bhakti, devotional service. How to Krishna is the highest. Who said this verse? Anyone remembers?
Prahlad Maharaj.
Prahlad Maharaj, thank you, Prabhu. No? Prahlad Maharaj said that. So when you come to this platform of Shravanam Kirtanam, bhakti process starting with Shravanam Kirtanam, that is highest. Bhakti is the Panchapurushartha. You know, first 4 are Purushartha, first 4 Dharmartha Kamoksha are called Purusharthas. You know, so in larger than said, he quoted Srimad Bhagavatam. Evam Vrata Sapriya Nama Kirtya Jatanurago Drutachitta Uchay Hasatyado Roti Gayati Unmadavan Rittiti Lokabhya. When a person is actually advanced and takes pleasure in chanting holy names of the Lord, who is very dear to him, he is agitated and loudly chants the holy name. He also laughs, cries, becomes agitated and chants just like a madman, not caring for others. 11th canto Bhagavatam. Wow. You know? So Lord Chaitanya, he started preaching to him, Sarvadharman Parityadya. He quoted that. I think during the discussion, so basically the conversation of Ramananda Rai, Lord Chaitanya, slowly took him further. And Lord Chaitanya said, but Lord Chaitanya said, as long as you have fruitive activity, I want everyone to hear this. This is important. As long as you have desire for fruitive activity, then bhakti for Krishna doesn't awaken fully. How many of you agree? As long as we are absorbed in fruitive activity, even if you have come to bhakti, we have not awakened bhakti towards Krishna. Then we have to follow Vaidhi Bhakti only. How many of you are listening? Understanding, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Very important actually. Fruitive activity. I want this, I want that, I want that. I want to still practice bhakti. Wow, amazing. And then pure devotional service will not start. Genuinely, if you are grasta, genuinely you have to do bhakti for the pleasure of Krishna, every activity. Just follow the Guru. Brahmacharya means yes to genuinely, keep Krishna in the center, no other thing. As long as we have fruitive intent in bhakti, that bhakti is mixed. Can somebody repeat this line for me to hear? As long as we have fruitive intent, that bhakti is mixed.
As long as we have fruitive intent,
As
bhakti
long
is
as
mixed.
if you to intent, bhakti is mixed.
It's not pure bhakti. So Lord Chaitanya is telling this, And Lord Chaitanya said, even pure devotees reject the liberation. We don't want liberation. Give me one name in Chaitanya Lila who rejected when Lord Chaitanya offered, come back to Vaikuntha, Krishna Loka. He said, no, my lord. Who is that name?
Is it Kolabeta Sridhar?
That's it. Kolaya Sridhar. Kolaya Sridhar said, no, my lord. My lord, don't be so agitated. He said, wow. Means wherever he is, that is spiritual world. One more person also, one person said, I don't want liberation. I just want bhakti, birth after birth. Who said that?
Is it Prahlad Maharaj?
Lord Chaitanya said in Sikshashtakam. Prahlad Maharaj also said, no doubt. So Lord Chaitanya, Mama Janmani Janmani Ishware. Said that or not? So, we should sincerely actually, time is running out. I don't want anything but I don't want anything but say service wherever you put me. That is very high, definitely very high. Birth out of birth is not easy, but that is our process. Or Prabhupada said, I don't have that ability, I'll go back to Godhead. That's also fine. Pure devotees don't accept the benedictions. My Lord Krishna says, what do you want? I don't want anything. Amazing. Chaitanya Charitamrita is really great. It's quoted, this verse is quoted in Nectar of Devotion. Kapila Muni says, Mother, my devotees, they don't want, even if I offer liberation, they don't want it. Why? They just want to practice. That is our process actually. So, service is important. But what is also important? What is important? Sadhana. Our internal vehicle should move. Our internal vehicle, Anartha Nivritti, is happening or not? When will I go to Nishta? When will I go to Ruchi? When will I go to Asakti? Intensely. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. My Lord, I am fallen, my Lord, I have all the impurities in my heart. Chi! Please help me, my Lord. Bharat Maharaj was so attracted to Krishna, Yadushchajan Kshitisuta Swajanar Dadaran Parthyam Sriyam Survare Sadayavalokam Naichan Rupastaduchitam Mahata Madhudvit Sevanurakta Manasam Abhavopi Falgu. Actually, it's very difficult to give up children, give up a spouse, wife or husband, whatever. Society, friends, blessings of Lakshmi Devi. Even demigods want it. But Maharaj Bharat, he didn't desire anything. His mind was always engaged in service. So he didn't want liberation. Hare Krishna. Amazing, right? And Lord Chaitanya quoted, Narayana Parasarvena Kotaschana Bibhati Swargapavarganake Shapitulyar Darsanam. Oh Parvati, the devotees of Narayana, Krishna, they don't want anything. They're happy to go to heavenly planets, happy to go to hell also. Why hell also they'll preach? Hare Krishna. When Maharaj Yudhishthira was there in hell, what happened? Everyone was so, they felt cool, relaxed. Sir, stay for some more time. We are feeling good. That is Maharaj Yudhishthira. Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. So devotees don't want liberation. They don't want fruitive activity. And Lord Chaitanya said, you're telling Varnashram Dharma is the highest goal, and you're telling we are also telling the process to attaining it. Lord Chaitanya said, I'm a mendicant in a renounced order of life. You're playing with me in a duplicitous way. You're not actually describing the ultimate, process, ultimate objective. Then Acharya became very ashamed. Then he understood, wow, Lord Chaitanya, he said, Varnashram Dharma, he said that Lord Chaitanya said, devotees don't even ask liberation. Devotees don't even, wherever they are, then he quoted Narayan Parasarve. But Lord Shiva quotes this in the case of Maharaj Chitraketu. Because they want only service. Wow. Lord Chaitanya, after telling all these things, hey, I'm a mendicant and the renounced daughter, you're playing with me by saying this Varnashram Dharma. Yeah. Then he said, that the Acharya said, what you said is right. It is a conclusion of all the revealed scriptures. But Madhvacharya has established a formula for us. That is our policy. Lord Chaitanya said, a fruity worker and speculative philosopher they're considered non-devotees. We see both elements present in your sampradaya. The only qualification that I see in your sampradaya is you accept the form of Lord as truth. Everyone is listening? Lord Chaitanya said, I want everyone to hear this. Fruity worker and speculative philosopher. Fruity worker is karmi. Speculative philosopher is jnani. They are not devotees. Lord Chaitanya said, you both are there in your sampradaya. But only one good thing is you accept Krishna as supreme absolute truth. Accept God as a person. You accept God as a person. You accept Krishna as a supreme absolute truth. That is one good thing. Karmi and Jnani, they are not devotees. Karma Mishrit Bhakta, Jnana Mishrit Bhakta. No, bhakti, that's not pure bhakti. Hare Krishna. Then from there, Lord Chaitanya went to Falgu Tirtha. From there, Lord Chaitanya went to Gokarna. From there, Lord Chaitanya went to Dvaipayani. Dvaipayani means Mumbai, actually. So Lord Chaitanya went to Mumbai. Amazing. Surparaka. This is 26 miles north of Mumbai. And Lord Chaitanya came to Thane. Supara. So Lord Chaitanya came to Mumbai. Wow. So Mahabaleshwar, Gokarna is in North Karnataka. And Mahabaleshwar temple. Lord Chaitanya went there. Then Lord Chaitanya came to Mumbai. From there, Lord Chaitanya came to Kolhapur. And Kolhapur is where Lakshmi Devi is there. Kshira Bhagavati. And so is a Langa Ganesh. Also called, there is another temple called Chora Parvati. From there, Lord Chaitanya went to Pandharipur. This is where he saw Vittal. Anyone has been to Pandharipur?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
So, Kolhapur, from Kolhapur, actually, wait. Anyway, so from Kolhapur, he came Lord Chaitanya to Pandharpur and he saw Vittal. And Lord Chaitanya danced. And one Brahmin invited him, my Lord, please come for prasad. And Lord Chaitanya came to know, he took prasad in his home, there he came to know Srirangapuri, one of the disciples of Madhavendra, means god brother of Ishwarapuri, is present in this village. And Lord Chaitanya came to know, he went to see Srirangapuri. You know, when Lord Chaitanya saw Srirangapuri, immediately offered obeisances. And tears. That's what seeing a Vaishnava. Wow. You know, he started shivering. Srirangapuri said, "My Lord, please get up." Sannyasi, right? Your Holiness. One time, there's a Cornel West. There's a person called Cornel West. You know, so Cornel West is actually in, what is it? Princeton University. His Holiness Radhana Swami. You know, there is a not debate, but discussion between Cardinal West and Radhana Swami. East, the topic is East meets West. Everyone is invited. It was very nice program actually. Then Maharaj said later, Cardinal West addressed Maharaja, every line, Your Holiness. He's a Westerner, Afro-American. But Maharaj said he gave me so much respect. And what he did, next time he brought his mother. You should meet this Holiness. His mother started calling him Your Holiness. Amazing. You know, giving respect, you know. Like how we call Prabhu, Mataji. Respect. You know. So when Lord Chaitanya saw, Mr. Sringapuri saw Lord Chaitanya's becoming ecstatic, he said, "So Your Holiness means Pujya Sri, Param Pujya, Sir, Param Pujya." You know, Krishna Chaitanya, I think you are connected to Madhavendra Puri, otherwise we cannot see this fragrance of ecstatic love. Haribo. And they embraced each other. They started crying actually. They started crying. Then Lord Chaitanya, after some time, when they became calm, Lord Chaitanya told Srirangapuri, he said, I am the disciple of your godbrother, Ishwarapuri. Wow. They start talking about Krishna. It's 5 to 7 days. You know, and one day he asked, where are you from? Lord Chaitanya said, I am from Navadvip. You know, really? Then Sringapuri said, one time I went to Navadvip with my Guru Maharaj, Madhavendra Puri. In Navadvip, some Grostha by name Jagannath Mishra, where we took lunch. There we even, the prasad, the sabji made up of banana flowers. Amazing. And he said, that Jagannath Mishra wife is amazing, very chaste. Her affection, she's like mother of universe. You know, I still remember her name, Suchi Mata. She's expert at cooking. She was very affectionate to sannyasis. She fed them like mother. You know. Then he said, one of her sons had accepted a renounced order, accepted sannyas. His name is Shankararanya. And that Shankararanya, he attained perfection in this place, Pandharpur. Wow. Lord Chaitanya finally came to know about his brother in Pandharpur. That he left the world in Pandharpur. Lord Chaitanya said, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, in my Purvashram, Shankararanya was my brother, Jagannath Mishra was my father, Sachi Mata was my mother. Really, Haribol, wow. Then from there, Srirangapuri went to Dwarka and Lord Chaitanya, they parted. You know, that's the world. You come together, you meet somebody, and you come, what is that? You come together, you meet, and you separate by the power of time. Agree or not? That's the power of time. Time brings us together, time separates. And Chaitanya stayed 4 more days. total 11 days. Bhima River, then he visited Vittal. So many stories of Vittal. And he saw he came to the Krishna River. There's a Brahmani community, they were reading Krishna Karnamrita. Who wrote Krishna Karnamrita?
Bilwa Mangal Thakur.
Bilamangala Thakur, amazing. It's very, very, very high topic. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to read 3 books. Books written by Bilamangala Thakur, Krishna Karnamrita, Chandidas, and one more. Chandidas and it is on my tongue, I forgot. Varibindusam Sutamitraramani Samaje. So, these 3 people, Lord Chaitanya would read their books. They're very The Krishna Karnamrita, Lord Chaitanya copied it, took it with him. There's pure devil service. All the leelas of Krishna, very esoteric actually, Madhurya. We shouldn't read also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu considered Brahma Samhita and Krishna Karnamrita precious jewels. He took them with, him. Then he came to Tapi River. Then he went to Mahishmati Pura and took part in Narmada River. So then, from there Nirvindya, he went to Dandakaranya. And listen very carefully. Dandakaranya forest, Lord Chaitanya came to a place called Saptatal. The 7 palm trees that were very old, very bulky and very high. Lord Chaitanya, just by embracing these trees, he sent them back to Vaikuntha. Wow. This sannyasi, everyone thought this sannyasi must be incarnation of Lord Ram. Lord Ram only can send the 7 palm trees to the boundaries back to Godhead. Then he also Pampa River. Then he went to place Panchavati. Panchavati, what is the significance of Panchavati?
Lord Rama stays there during the Vanvas.
Okay. Anybody else? That's true. That is a place when they were staying, Ravana abducted Sita. No? It's Nasik actually. And Lord Chaitanya visited Saptagodavari. Then he came to Vidyanagar. And why he came to Vidyanagar? Interesting, Hare Krishna. Then Ramanandra came to know. Lord Chaitanya came. Was very happy. And they embraced each other, start crying. Lord Chaitanya described everything in his travels. And he told about Krishna Karnamrita and Brahma Samhita. Lord Chaitanya said, whatever you told me, supported with these 2 books. Lord Chaitanya gave these 2 books to Ramanandra actually. Then everyone came to see from, to see Lord Chaitanya in Vidyanagar. Again that night Ramanandra came and discussed again. Day and night they discussed. Lord Chaitanya stayed 7 days. Wow. Then Lord Ramanandra said, my Lord, by your permission, with your permission, I already wrote a resignation. I want to, but King said, yeah, he gave me order to come back to Jagannath Puri. I'm making arrangements. Lord Chaitanya said, this is the only reason why I came here. I want to take you to Jagannath Puri with me. Then Ramananda said, my lord, no, you go alone because I have so many horses, elephants, soldiers. Like he's a governor, right? Yes, lot of, like sometimes you vacate your home. You have a lot of, the sannyasi means Lord Chaitanya has only just few dresses. But Ramananda is a grahastha, that to governor. So in 10 days I'll join my lord, please. Lord Chaitanya said, yes, please come. Association, wow. Ramananda Rai is a Vishaka Sakhi, Arjuna also, combination. Lord Chaitanya is longing for the test, So when he was going back, all the devotees again who became Vaishnavas by his mercy, they saw that, Haribol, amazing, Hari, amazing, go on. Finally, Lord Chaitanya reached Alarnad. And he told Krishnadas to tell Nityananda Prabhu and other devotees. Nityananda Prabhu rushed. Wow, when you get consciousness, how you get up from sleep, you get, wow, Haribol. Nityananda Prabhu cannot wait. Nityananda Prabhu, Jagdanand Pandit, Damodar Pandit, Mukunda, they all became ecstatic. Gopinath Acharya also was so happy. They all came to see the Lord. Finally, they met him on the way. Then what the Lord Chaitanya embraced? They started crying. Saru Bhattacharya also came. He met him by the seashore. Saru Bhattacharya, felt like a dandavat, prostrate obeisances. And Lord Chaitanya embraced him. Saru Bhattacharya cried. Very well. Finally, they came to see Lord Jagannath. Jagannath Swami ki jai. When Lord Chaitanya saw Jagannath, wow, his body was shivering, perspiration, tears. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced. That is, so you can apply, so actually, I don't have that intense bhakti. Time is running out, body is becoming, youth too old, but so many desires. One desire is not there. To serve Radharani is not there. Serve Krishna is not there. To serve Vaishnava is not there. Time is running out. What do you think? Huh? Chaitanya Prabhu, Shyamarasika Mataji, Kala Mataji, Padmaja Mataji, Nandani Kedan Prabhu, Veena Mataji, Padmavati Mataji, Madhuri Gopi Mataji, Radha Bhavani Mataji, Srivas Chandra Prabhu, Pushpanjali Mataji, Sundari Priya Mataji, Priya Madhavi Mataji, Chaitanya Swarup Prabhu, Devashish Prabhu, Archit Prabhu. What do you think? Time is running out, yes or no? When will they come?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Strong desire to enjoy, So my humble obeisance to all of your lotus feet. Please pray little, say little prayer. There's so many desires, Tamoguna, Rajoguna. Saraswati Thakur says there is no bhakti in this world. The only thing, what is shortage in this world? Bhakti is the only shortage in this world. Everything is there. So you have enough, there is enough envy in this world, enough greed in this world, enough pride in this world. Enough lust in this world. There is only lust in this world. But what is not there? Bhakti is not there. You agree?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Govinda. So any question or comment, otherwise we'll end it. Pancha kalpatarabhyasya kripa sindhubhya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed in Srirangam. After Srirangam, maximum he stayed in Puri. In his travel, Vitthal, Pandharpur. That's why Lokanath Maharaj built a temple there. You know, our bhakti is very special, very high. Very high. Chant, that's possible by chanting Hare Krishna sincerely. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I'll end it. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Govind.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.